Imagine this. You're buying something you were already going to buy, groceries, maybe a new phone, or even booking a flight, and instead of using cash or a debit card, you use your credit card. Because in your mind, you're being smart. You're earning points, cash back, rewards, free flights, free hotel stays. It feels like you're gaming the system, like you're getting something for nothing. And then you check your rewards balance. Wow, I've earned $300 in points this year. Feels amazing, right? But here's the thing. What if I told you that those $300 in rewards might have cost you $1,000 or even more? And the worst part, you wouldn't even realize it because the entire system is designed to make it feel like you're winning, when in reality, you're slowly losing. My name is James, and I spend way too much time thinking about how everyday financial habits quietly impact your long-term wealth. And if you're someone who uses credit cards, tries to earn rewards, and believes you're making smart money moves, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out, because today we're breaking down something that almost nobody questions: credit card points. Now, don't get me wrong. Credit cards themselves aren't evil, and rewards can be useful. But here's what most people don't realize. The entire reward system is built on human psychology, and once you understand how it actually works, it starts to look a lot less like free money and a lot more like a very clever trap. Look, when people talk about credit card rewards, they usually say things like, "I get 2% cash back on everything. I travel for free using points. I made money by spending." But here's what most people don't realize. You can't make money by spending money. At best, you're getting a small discount. At worst, you're spending more than you normally would. And that's exactly where the system wins. This is where it gets really interesting, because credit card companies are not losing money by giving you rewards. They're making billions of dollars every year. According to data from the Consumer Financial Bulletin Bureau, credit card companies generate tens of billions annually from interest and fees alone. So the question is, if they're giving out rewards, where is the money coming from? And the answer is simple: from consumer behavior. Here's how the system actually works. There are three main ways credit card companies make money: interest from people who don't pay in full, fees, late fees, annual fees, etc., interchange fees paid by merchants. Now here's the key idea. The rewards you earn, they are funded by a mix of these, which means even if you don't pay interest, someone else is. And more importantly, the system is designed to make you spend more. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're about to buy something for $80, but then you think, if I spend $100, I'll get more points. So you add something extra. Now you've spent $100 instead of $80. Let's say your cashback rate is 2%. That means you earned $2 in rewards, but you spent an extra $20. That's not a win, that's a loss, and it happens more often than people realize. Here's the thing. Credit cards disconnect you from the feeling of spending money. When you pay cash, it feels real. When you swipe a card, it feels distant. And when you add rewards into the mix, it actually feels good to spend. This is called reward reinforcement. Your brain starts associating spending with gaining something, even if that something is tiny. And this is where it gets dangerous, because now you're not just spending, you're being trained to spend more. Let's talk about actual numbers. Studies have shown that people spend 12 to 18% more when using credit cards compared to cash. Now think about that. If you normally spend $1,000 per month, using a credit card might push that to $1,120 or more. That's an extra $120. Now your 2% cash back gives you about $22, but you spent $120 more. So you're still down nearly $100, and you don't even notice it because you're focused on the rewards.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I'm disciplined. I only spend what I need. And that's fair. Some people do use credit cards responsibly. They pay in full, they don't overspend, they maximize rewards. But here's what most people don't realize. Even small behavioral changes add up. Maybe you order food one extra time. Maybe you upgrade something slightly. Maybe you don't think twice about a small purchase. These micro decisions compound over time, and they slowly increase your spending. This is where it gets really interesting. Credit card rewards can quietly lead to lifestyle inflation because when spending feels rewarding, you naturally start doing more of it. It doesn't feel like overspending, it feels like optimizing, like you're being smart. But in reality, your baseline spending is increasing. Now let's talk about the worst-case scenario, because not everyone pays their balance in full. If you carry a balance, the average credit card interest rate is around 20% or more. Let's say you carry a balance of $2,000. At 20% interest, that's $400 per year. But your rewards might only be $40 to $60. So now you're losing hundreds of dollars to earn a few rewards points. That's not a system you're winning. That's a system winning against you. Now let's talk about travel points, because this is where things get even more interesting. People love saying, "I flew for free using points." But here's what most people don't realize. You didn't fly for free. You prepaid for that flight through your spending, and often through higher spending than you would have done otherwise. Plus, travel rewards often come with annual fees, restrictions, blackout dates, limited availability, so the free flight isn't always as free as it seems.
Here's a simple mindset shift. Instead of asking, how many points can I earn, ask, how much am I spending to earn these points? Because that question changes everything. Now, let's be fair. Credit cards can be useful. If you pay your balance in full every month, never spend extra for rewards, avoid annual fees or justify them properly, use rewards as a bonus, not a goal, then yes, you can benefit slightly. But even then, the benefit is usually small. If you want to avoid this trap, here's what you can do. First, track your spending honestly. Look at whether your spending increased after using credit cards. Second, treat rewards as a bonus, not a reason to spend. Third, avoid chasing points. If a purchase isn't necessary, don't justify it with rewards. Fourth, always pay your balance in full. No exceptions. And finally, consider using debit or cash occasionally to stay connected to your spending. Look, credit card points aren't a scam in the traditional sense, but the way they influence behavior, that's where the real problem is. Because the system isn't designed for you to win, it's designed for you to feel like you're winning, and there's a big difference. The people who build real wealth don't focus on rewards, they focus on reducing unnecessary spending and increasing investments. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't built by earning 2% back on spending, it's built by controlling spending in the first place. If this video changed the way you think about money, make sure to subscribe, because on this channel, we break down the real math and psychology behind everyday financial decisions, so you can stop losing money in ways you don't even notice. And I'll see you in the next video.